Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, today I want to talk a little bit more about the Lakers here, and specifically Patrick Beverley. As y'all know, Patrick Beverley, one of the biggest trash talkers in the NBA, and he was recently a Laker. Also a Clipper as well, but recently a Laker, at least up until the trade deadline. He was ultimately, I think he was either bought out. I think Patrick Beverley was bought out or something, if I remember properly. But anyway, or traded or something like that, if I remember. And then ultimately he ended up signing with his hometown team, the Chicago Bulls, where he currently is now. What's another thing? Patrick Beverley also recently started a podcast with him and another gentleman whose name I don't really know at the moment, which escapes me at the moment. Anyway, so they were there and they talk about a plethora of things, kind of similar to what JJ Redick does, but different as well. And today, the show just was recommended to me. It came out of nowhere. So I decided to click on it, and basically, he was asked to recount kind of how he got to the position where he is in terms of how he felt about being moved, and ultimately what he felt happened with the Lakers and his thoughts on Russell Westbrook, because you guys know that him and Russell Westbrook have a history together. So what we want to do is simply this. We want to play what he had to say, and then we're going to come back here and then react to some of his comments. So take a listen to what Patrick Beverley had to say here.
So everything maybe just didn't click in the right way?
Yeah. Just the vibes are sometimes on, sometimes off, and inconsistent vibes.
Interesting.
Leads to inconsistent play.
I think that the Lakers fan base really loved you when it was all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, they're the Lakers fan base. They, you do something really good, you do something really bad, they hate you. I mean, but
I think they liked the way that you galvanized the team and made it more of a unit.
I tried. I mean, I tried. I didn't, things probably I could have been better at start the season and all, but I tried, but it wasn't basketball. It wasn't basketball.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, most of the time, when how much can you give to the bank? Everybody, I learned a lot.
What?
Like about people.
Anything that you could share? Anything? No. Any gem that you could give me that I can learn about people?
No,
I'm trying to learn people too. It's one of the hardest things to learn.
Yeah, like to see how Russ is every game day, the first person in the locker room, every single game. And I'm on the first bus. Brian on the first bus too. Like it's some vets in the league, they only take third bus. Like, we got 3 buses.
That's too many buses, to be honest.
Yes,
you could probably fit on one.
OG, but like I'm on first bus, Brian's on first bus, AD's on first bus. Get to the locker room, Russ is there, dressed, like fully worked out already, headphones on, locked in. Like the way Brian prepared, take care of his body. Like I learned a lot from people.
How would you characterize you and Russ's relationship from when you first came to LA to where it's at right now?
That's my dog. Lifetime dog. Lifetime. Like a lot of dinners us together. Like we call it a real brother vibe. Not like, and like I didn't know he knew the game of basketball the way he do. He know the game. He know the game in and out. Like, and it's just a different like perspective, but he knows basketball. Then Brian knows basketball, and then AD's like a stud. Like I came, so I learned a lot about people.
So you heard what Patrick Beverley had to say in terms of his time with the Lakers. He said a few things that I want to kind of focus on. Number one, he said that he was a bit disappointed that he was moved. He said that he learned a lot about people. In my personal view, that was a bit cryptic. I think that's the best way I would describe what he was saying, cryptic. Here's why I say that. Because when his co-host asked him, care to elaborate a little bit more on what you're saying? Patrick Beverley said, no, I would rather not. Now, why wouldn't he? If it was something positive, I don't see what's wrong with sharing when you're saying something positive about a person. That was the first thing. If you guys also remember, he said when he ultimately left the team, and they were talking about some of the issues there. He said it had a lot to do with things that were not related to basketball. Well, what was he talking about? What was he talking about? And then after listening to him there, if you just kind of listen to his reluctance to open up further about learning a lot about people, it would kind of support the notion that maybe there was more to it that even he's letting on. That's the first thing. The second thing I was able to pick up on was what he had to say about Russell Westbrook. If you listen very carefully, you can rewind it a little bit, listen to what he said. He said he was always the first one at the gym. He said usually LeBron and I and these guys are on the first bus. Teams have 3 buses to the arena. He said he was usually the first one there, working out, ready to go, practicing, and all of these different things. Here's what I think Patrick Beverley was alluding to. I think what Patrick Beverley was alluding to is simply this. He was simply saying, based on all the reports that you hear about Russell Westbrook, him being this, him being that, him being all of these different things, to me, it sounds like he was saying Russell Westbrook was an extremely dedicated person. He was an extremely hard worker, and he did everything within his power to ensure that he was ready to perform at an optimal level and perform any single role the team wanted him to perform. That's not been the narrative of Russ. There are reports of him being a locker room vampire. He's aloof. He has zero self-awareness, all of these different things. But when you listen to someone, might I add, they had a contentious history with Russell Westbrook come out there and say that, that's an indictment. Now, of course, you're going to have some people out there that are going to try to dismiss Patrick Beverley as well and say, oh, no, he's just a salty. You know what? He's just salty that they got rid of him. So therefore, he's going to be saying all of this. How long are we going to keep saying it? How long are we going to keep doing that? How long are we going to keep doing that? To me, I think looking at that situation, there was definitely a human element to it. And Russell Westbrook alluded to this in his introductory conference that he had with the Clippers, where he said this simply. He said, it feels good to be at an organization where I feel wanted and valued. What would have caused him to say that? And I think that for Patrick Beverley to see all of the work that Russell Westbrook was putting in on a daily basis, for him still to be portrayed the way that he was being portrayed and see all of those various stories being leaked about him, it caused him to say, man, I learned a lot about people. This is just what I think from afar. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think Patrick Beverley was really alluding to? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we definitely catch you guys on the next show.